The grand hall was silent. Chandeliers glittered above hundreds of guests, their eyes fixed on the groom standing at the altar. Ethan Wallace, the youngest CEO in New York's financial world, stood tall in his sleek black suit, but his face was carved with tension. His jaw was clenched, his fists hidden in his pockets. Whispers rippled across the crowd like an electric current. Everyone knew this wasn't a love marriage. It was a merger, a deal between two powerful families. The bride, a mystery, had been kept hidden from the public eye, and rumors swirled that she was not beautiful. Some even said Ethan had been tricked into marrying her for business advantage. The music swelled, the doors opened, and the bride entered, her face completely covered by a long, thick veil. Before we dive deeper into this emotional story of appearances, love, and truth, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the beauty that lies beyond what eyes can see, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us spread stories that heal hearts and inspire souls. As she walked slowly down the aisle, every step echoed in the hushed room. Ethan's heart was pounding, not out of love, but of anger and confusion. Just a week ago, he had been told by his father that this marriage was final. Their family's biggest business deal depended on it. Ethan had argued, shouted even, but his father had been firm. "Sometimes, son, we do what's best for the company. Love can come later." Now standing under the lights, with hundreds watching, Ethan felt trapped. The bride reached him and stood silently beside him. The priest began to speak, his voice calm and steady. Ethan barely heard the words. His mind was spinning. He glanced sideways at his bride, her hands trembling slightly, holding a bouquet of white roses. Her dress was elegant but modest, long sleeves covering delicate wrists. There was something fragile about her presence, like she didn't belong in this world of wealth and whispers. Still, all he could think was, who is she really? And why did they hide her face? When the priest said, "You may now lift the veil," a strange hush fell again. Ethan's breath caught. He hesitated, afraid of what he might see. The guests leaned forward. He lifted the veil slowly and froze. The woman beneath it was breathtaking, not in a glamorous magazine-perfect way, but in a soft, angelic, almost unreal sense. Her eyes shimmered like morning dew, her features delicate yet strong. But more than beauty, there was something pure about her face, something he hadn't seen in years. She blinked, looking up at him nervously, and whispered a shy hello. The room gasped in disbelief. The rumors were shattered in an instant. But Ethan's heart, for the first time, skipped a beat. As the ceremony ended and applause filled the room, Ethan couldn't take his eyes off her. Yet confusion lingered. If she was so beautiful, why had everyone said otherwise? Why had her identity been hidden? The answer came later that night. After the wedding, they arrived at his mansion, a place of cold marble and silence. He offered to have dinner together, trying to be polite. She smiled softly. "You don't have to pretend, Mr. Wallace. I know you didn't want this marriage." Her voice was calm but full of quiet pain. Ethan was taken aback by her honesty. "Then why did you agree to it?" he asked. She paused for a long moment, then said, "Because sometimes life gives us one chance to start again, and I couldn't turn it away." Over the next few days, Ethan learned fragments about her. Her name was Isla Bennett. She had once been in an accident, a fire that left scars on her face for years. People had mocked her, avoided her. Her father, a close friend of Ethan's late mother, had hidden her away from public life until she recovered. But even when the scars healed after surgery, society hadn't. No one wanted to see the girl they once pitied rise again. That's why she lived quietly, never showing her face publicly again. Until now. Ethan began to understand the pieces. The families hadn't tricked him. They'd simply wanted to give Isla a chance at life again, a chance where she wouldn't be judged for the past. Yet Ethan was torn. He was falling for her gentle spirit, her kindness, her patience. But guilt haunted him. He remembered how he had judged her before seeing her face, how he had doubted her worth. One evening, a storm hit the city. The power went out. In the flickering candlelight, Ethan found Isla sitting by the window, sketching something. He asked what she was drawing. She hesitated but showed him. It was a portrait of him, standing at the altar but with softer eyes, as if she had drawn what she saw in his heart, not what the world saw. "You were scared that day," she said quietly, but also sad. "I think you've been lonely for a long time." Her words pierced him. For years, Ethan had buried his loneliness under success and money. He had built an empire but lost the ability to trust, to feel, and now this woman, who had known pain far deeper than his, saw right through him. That night changed something between them. Ethan began spending more time with Isla. They cooked together, shared coffee on the balcony, laughed about little things. He noticed how she always helped the house staff, always smiled even when tired, always put others before herself. Slowly, his cold mansion began to feel like a home. But peace never lasts long when the world outside is cruel. The tabloids soon discovered the truth. "Ethan Wallace's secret bride exposed," the headlines screamed. Old photos of Isla's burned face were leaked. Comment sections filled with vicious words. She trapped him. She bought her beauty. The poor CEO was tricked. Isla saw the news before Ethan did. That night, he found her in tears. "Maybe they were right," she whispered. "Maybe I was foolish to think I could be part of your world." Ethan felt something break inside him. He sat beside her and said, "No, Isla. I was the fool for believing their lies before even knowing you. Don't you dare let them take your light." He held her close for the first time, realizing that for the first time in years, he wasn't just protecting a company. He was protecting a heart that had healed his own. In the following days, Ethan did something no one expected. He called a press conference, live, public, and unfiltered. Standing before cameras, he spoke from the heart. "Yes, my wife once had scars. Scars that tell a story of survival, not shame. If beauty is only what pleases the eyes, then the world has forgotten what truly matters. Isla taught me that love isn't about perfection. It's about courage, compassion, and truth." His voice cracked slightly, and the world went silent. For the first time, people saw a CEO not as an icon, but as a man in love. That day changed everything. The news that once mocked Isla now celebrated her. People began calling her the brave bride. She started a foundation for burn survivors, using her own story to inspire others. Ethan supported her fully, proudly standing by her side in every event. The woman once hidden behind a veil now stood before thousands, helping them see that scars, whether seen or unseen, could be beautiful too. Months passed, their bond grew stronger, but one evening as they sat by the fireplace, Isla looked at Ethan and said softly, "Do you ever regret it, the way it all happened?" Ethan took her hand and replied, "I regret that I didn't lift the veil sooner. Not the one on your face, but the one over my heart." Tears welled in Isla's eyes. It wasn't a fairy tale ending, but it was real, built on truth and acceptance. Their story spread across the world, touching millions. Letters poured in, from women who once hid their scars, from men who learned to see beauty differently, from people who believed love had forgotten them. Isla would often read them, with tears in her eyes, whispering, "Maybe this was the reason for everything." If this story has touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your love keeps us going, helping us tell stories that remind the world that kindness and acceptance are worth everything. Before we end, tell us in the comments, what does true beauty mean to you? We'd love to read your thoughts below. And, as the camera fades out, imagine this. Ethan and Isla walking hand in hand through a quiet garden at sunrise. No veil, no masks, just two souls who found love in the most unexpected place. Because, sometimes, the most beautiful stories aren't the ones that begin with love, but the ones that teach us what love truly is.